for the last session of the conference. Um, uh, well, I'll just go ahead start with the introductions myself. I'm Suresh Shiralu. I'm the IT applications lead. I'm joined here with Denise Schuyler. She's our help desk specialist. And Max Reiner, he's our senior application developer. And I had people who helped me develop this system across the floor too. We got Jill, Janice, Core, Abhishek, also major part of this. Before I dive into the session, I want to just give a background of the system. The advisor person ID is a replacement of our existing eScholar unique identifier system. It's a complete in-house built by Nebraska Department of Education. At the end of the session, we are also hoping that we can get some feedback. I would also like to underscore that the system is still under development. None of the screenshots you see are final. So that's why we are expecting some feedback or any kind of suggestions are helpful for us to build a robust application. Let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna go over a little agenda or the notes that we'll be going over today. So I'll be going over how do you get access to the system. Currently the system is developed with two types of users. One is district users and the other is read-only. So they are not making any unnecessary changes to the application. The second one would be NDE have designed their own files that the system accepts along with the old application batch files. We'll be supporting both of them. I'm going to be showing the screenshots as well. How to create your own batch file, how to download them, how to assign your ID online, how to resolve the matches or conflicts you get on a student that you are uploading, how do you search student, and how do you edit it. Okay, let's go ahead. How do you log into the portal? I think most of the people know about the Nebraska Department of Education portal. If you don't have access to the portal, you have to call our help desk, and Denise and their excellent team, anyone of Denise or Ginny, anyone would help you to get the activation code for your agency. And this is how you get to your portal. It's from our homepage, education.ne.gov. If you click on the portal, it will take you to the you have to create yourself a login and you have to add the activation code, and then these activation codes are unique enough that it identifies on an agency level. And that's where you will be seeing once you add the activation code, the application comes from online to available for you. Once you click that, it identifies your user role. And this is what we call a landing page, and that's the new look. We also try to follow the screens or the visualizations closer to our existing application, so it wouldn't be much of a transition for the users. So the landing page is where you see once you have uploaded a batch or anything, you can identify where the status of your batch is. There are also multiple filters on the landing page where you can filter your results accordingly. And there are some menu options where we'll be going, like I said, assigning and how to upload your file, how to upload your batch, how to download an existing batch, how to search as a batch student or in a single student, and how to manage your IDs. Most of the manage IDs screenshots are not available yet. Like I said, the system is still under development. We expect to roll out this application to production before end of the fall. So the district code is where the user that is logged in will identify himself as from the drop down. Currently this screenshot is an NDE user like me, where I have access to all of the agencies. So you can filter by batch type. It also shows you how to resolve near matches, quite explanatory, where you click on the link and then you can filter on batch status, and the grid will be populated based on your status. And so how to upload your batch file, upload your information with a batch file. We are supporting the legacy batch file, and let me just pull up here 1 second. So the file name of a student batch file can be any names, whatever the user decides. It can contain uppercase, lowercase, alphanumeric characters. Spaces or additional characters are not allowed for your batch file, which we will be putting all of this information in a user manual too. You don't have to note it down right now, but those are some key factors that you should be considering while creating a batch file. The upload options in the template, I should have put a screenshot in there, but it is coming in the future slides maybe. The template will have a drop down option where it says the unique eScholar application ID, where you can select, and it switches between the batch file accordingly. You can select a file. The delimiters are tab and CSV, and the qualifiers will be quotes and single quotes. We also have this functionality. If your uploaded file is having a header, you can say yes or no, and the system is built enough to exclude or include, or know the file as having a header. Oh, there it is. So okay. That's what I was talking about earlier. The template has a legacy student ID where you can upload your existing unique IDs file as well, and the system is built to take it. File types, like I said, tab, CSV. I'm going to show a little screenshot of how those files are going to look like, and the qualifiers and the header. That's the tab file layout, where each and every column is separated by a tab, and that's just a sample we just pulled out from CSV. How to assign an ID online. I think Denise, you want to take over? You wanna, okay. Yeah.
So you can kind of see that this is very similar to what we've had, which we did on purpose. But your menu still has the enter online, upload file, download batch or location, search batch or student, and then manage IDs. This is the assign online, or enter your individual student online. So you're going to enter in all the asterisk fields: first name, last name, gender, date of birth, school grade, school code, district of residence, school year. Local ID may not be an asterisk field when we get done, meaning you wouldn't have to enter that field. The state ID, again, is not the required field when you're entering online. However, this is the process we've always suggested to use when the student is not a student from your district, but you need to assign their ID to your district. So you put in the state ID if you have it, and that helps avoiding duplicates. And I think that's going to work the same in the new process too. You'll end up, when you're doing your batch uploads, you'll end up with resolving near matches again. So of course you're going to click on the resolve near match. You'll get a list of them. I think they're going to be weighted so that the closest match is the top one, but you're still going to need to review them, make sure they are your actual students. These columns are now filterable, is that a word? Filterable? So that you can sort, which is something that NDE folk have wanted to have happen in the search results and in resolved near matches. So this would be like a list of your near matches. And you would click again on either the first or last name and it would take you into a new screen. Is this, yeah. We don't have the screen yet for this compare to show you, but it'll be similar to, you know, a side-by-side view where you can see the data as it is on the ID currently, as compared to the data that you entered, so you can get a better idea of, yes, this is my student, no, this isn't my student. Again, it's going to be very, very similar. We'll have the master record being the data that's on the ID, the submission record, the data that you've entered. And then we have the student search, where if you're just going in to look for a student's ID, we used to have the basic search, advanced search, and ID search. Now we just have the basic and advanced, and the ID is included in both of those searches. So if all you have is the ID number, you can search for your student, or you can search by first name, last name, date of birth. You don't have to have the whole date of birth now. You can search by what you think their birth date is, not 1/1900 though. That creates new IDs or duplicates. This is the basic search. So again, you can use any of these fields. You don't have to have all of them to search for your student. When you enter in information, this is the screen, the type that you'll see that's going to give you a suggested student that you're searching for. The advanced search is a little bit more. You can put in a little more information to search by, but you can still just search by first name, last name, any of the fields. Not all, but any. And again, the state ID is one of these here. Okay, yeah, so here's your screen again with a result down here at the bottom of who your student might be. Editing a student's ID number, we get a lot of questions on, well, you know, I can't edit this student's ID. I can't assign them to my school. That's that online section that we just zoomed past here. So when you're searching to edit, again, you can search by any of the fields. You'll get your results. And if that student is assigned to your school, like your district code is up here, then you're going to have this edit student button that will be active, and you can push that. It's actually a link, not a button. Push that and you can edit any of these fields. So you find a wrong birth date, you find a misspelling, student changes their name, gets adopted, has a new last name. Any of these fields can be edited once that ID has been assigned to you. So this is once an ID has been assigned to you. Once you enter in all the information that you needed to change, you'll just hit this little update student button, and that'll update the student's ID. Do we have any questions yet? No? We have resources here for you. Once the manual, the guidance document is available, it'll be located on the advisor resources page. And there's the advisor help at nebraskacloud.org email address. if you have any questions, if you have any issues, contact us. And that's all we have for you today.